Hello and welcome back. And as promised, here is a follow-up video to the Wisteria Wire Tree. Okay, I start out here with a cup with some Mod Podge in it and some squares of good old-fashioned toilet paper with a little bit of texture to it. Now I took the center of a roll of Christmas ribbon and I glued a piece of foam board to the bottom of it with some hot glue, and I sealed the inside of it with Mod Podge. And here you can see I'm doing Mod Podge on the outside and I'm sticking the toilet paper to the Mod Podge. Now I am lightly brushing on Mod Podge onto the outside of the toilet paper also to help seal it, and being careful to try and not wreck the texture that the toilet paper has. And as you can see here, once I got all the squares of toilet paper put on, I put them on at an angle so that the texture was at an angle also, and I think it came out great. So I just put it here to dry and ready for the next step. Once the Mod Podge was dry, you could see that it made the toilet paper actually transparent in spots where it was only a single layer, not doubled over. But that's okay because I am covering it with a slightly off-white paint that I just mixed up with acrylic paints. And I'm about to show you here where just in the very beginning, the texture is coming out great with this. Once that off-white paint was dry, I mixed up some acrylic paint, black, that I watered down heavily to make just a black wash so that all the recesses would get some dark coloring to it to add pop to the texture. And once I had that all done, I had to blot off the excess as I was a little heavy-handed with the black wash. And here's a close-up look of how the black wash really made the texture pop. And now I'm getting ready to do a dry brush. Here I am just doing a light dry brush of just straight white, just to enhance those raised areas compared to the recessed areas that have the black wash in them. And there's nothing like a good dry brush. One of my favorite things to do when crafting. As you can see here, I got a little overzealous and it wasn't really much of a dry brush. So kind of had to blot some off, and that was a whoops, just a little rushing a little too much. Once the dry brush was done and all dry, I had cut out a piece of foam and I filled it most of the way with some sand, and then I glued the foam into place to be the base for the tree to sit on. After putting a toothpick in the center of the tree and put that down into the foam with some PVA glue, I spread a little bit of sand and sprayed it with some isopropyl alcohol to help the watered down Mod Podge that I'm putting in to spread out and coat all of the sand to help hold it in place. And after the sand was all coated and held in place with the watered down Mod Podge glue, the project was done. If you enjoyed this video, please poke that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.